The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Players Lounge, Monday. Let's ride.
Oh, my God. Russell Wilson he gonna come after your ass, man. You keep talking about that let's ride. He gonna come and get you.
He got to find out what's going on in Denver before he come get new.
They let that man cook it. He in the kitchen burning.
Burn everything.
What is that smell, Russell? God,
Need some salt.
they got no seasoning on that.
Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. Barry Church,
Yes,
former
sir.
Cowboy safety. Heckma Harrison, Mr. Cowboy in the house here on a Victory Monday. You got the challenge winner right here. He is Danny McCray.
He's booked.
For a little bit. You know, he's going to have to get back out, get on the world stage a little bit, so let's enjoy him while we can. Yep. I am Newy Scruggs.
Yeah, you hit it before I can even ask for it. I was just about to say, cue the music, please.
All he needs is that coin drop too. That's all he needs.
25-10. Cowboys.
Who has
Pull off
scores?
the W.
Did you have scores? You have scores on those picks, sir?
You want predictions, sir?
Yeah.
You want
You
predictions?
weren't closer than me. What do you
Yeah.
mean? What do you mean? I'm just asking
just
for
know
scores.
I won. That's it.
Come on, angry
That's
man.
it. That's all I know. I won.
Okay,
Go get a stand up for
Heckma, you
y'all. I gotta
were
stand up.
27-10.
Oh.
Okay.
What you saying, Mac?
You were 27-10.
Come on.
My
D-Mac
legs ain't today.
was 24-10.
Yeah.
I'll close.
Yeah.
I'll close.
I know my defense. I know my defense, baby. I know them.
Church
Yeah, what Church say?
predicted some offensive explosion of 31-17,
Yeah, I'm only 6'5". Yeah, I'm only 6'5".
and I predicted 21-13. So
We all got the dub,
three
baby.
of us all predicted just one touchdown that the defense was going to give up. You decided to say they were going to give up 2 touchdowns and they was going to score.
All
a lot
I
of
know
points.
is the end result's the same.
So-
All right, we all got dubs.
No, because when it come down to a tie, it's, you know, if at the end of the season, who's closer on scores? And right now, that was me being closer.
Who got the best record?
I predicted
Who got the best
16 points last week, and I was correct. I predicted
Who got
10
the
points
best
this
record?
week, and I was correct.
Who
And
got the best record?
You don't even know.
Who got the best record?
It just,
Oh, yeah, we ain't going to answer that.
we're talking about
All
right
right.
now.
All right, that's all good because we all know who got the best record.
3-1.
You was way out there. He was close. The
Who
price is
got
right.
the best? Are
You're
we talking about
losing.
dubs and L's, or are we talking about,
We talking about this
scores?
week.
No, we talking about
This week.
This is
we
your-
talking about who got the best
He's going
record.
to showcase winner on the Price is Right because he was closer, and the other showcase number 2. So
All I
you
know
far-
is I got a
you
better
far
record.
back.
That's it.
You believe?
That's
You,
all
I don't know. You believe in
That's all I know.
You believe in Kellen Moore a lot more than
Talk to me
everybody
when
else
y'all
right
get my record. That's all I need to know.
So,
That's all I
by
need
the
to
way,
know.
congratulations.
What's happening?
To your Toledo Rockets.
Got that dub, man.
Big win.
Big time,
win.
man.
And the house of church helped build.
I did help build that mother Ahsoka. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
and it-
you know.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Come on.
They beat Central Michigan.
No, I thought you was coming over here. Because on the road against Auburn, LSU won.
Okay.
So,
Any-
Hey.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
anybody beating Auburn is good by me.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank
Rocky
you.
man.
Congratulations as well,
Rocky
man.
man.
Hey, Heck got double wins.
Go Tigers.
K-State keeps on winning.
Martinez.
Good luck trying to keep your coach because I don't think he's going to be there long. And
We
then
don't have a problem with coaches.
UNT.
Yeah.
UNT. So
UNT got a dub?
Got a dub.
big dub.
Okay.
Big dub. So,
Me and Kyle Yeomans was on the call
On the
with
1 and 2s,
ESPN.
huh? Okay.
First of
That's
all,
that's a paid event right there.
Y'all can't even really ride high because y'all got another team over there that's 5-0. It's Kansas University.
Man, we don't talk
5-0.
about the-
Well, I'm just
What about them
saying.
Jayhawks?
Yeah, so they
Hey,
ain't
wait
like
a
y'all running.
Wait a minute.
You
Wait
know.
a minute.
They say rock
That-
chop.
yeah,
That's all I hear.
Hey, Emo, y'all tripping right now. See what I'm saying? Now y'all tripping. Now y'all tripping.
Hey,
Are they undefeated or not?
where's college game day at this week?
Hey man.
All right.
Are they?
One of the lowest
Yes, they're KU.
That's
Hey, KU
Sucks.
They in Manhattan.
Hey, we
That's
had
what man had.
we had Bubba Sparks at our homecoming too.
Bubba's is booked.
Manhattan.
So TCU gonna go out there and handle KU this weekend.
Heck,
So
Oklahoma too.
Carson went to stealing money is my takeaway from this.
Yeah,
he's stealing money. I mean, literally stealing money. And for some reason, Daniel Snyder decided to make a public appearance with his wife. Because all the Washington guys are like, wait a minute, man. he doesn't show up like this at there. So I told him, I'm like, well, Jerry gonna protect you. Safe zone. So he man gonna run out here and do his whole thing like that. But I was just. I feel bad, man. I was talking to my boys like, man, you got to cover this?
Man, you remember we was talking about it on, was that Friday? When we was talking about, no disrespect, Matt Castle, how that situation went? Man, if I'm one of those defenders on that Commanders defense, I'm sick because Carson Wentz, man, he's the outdoor trash can. He's the big boy out there, man.
I told you.
It's just, to me, it's like he's not, I don't know if he just can't read defenses anymore or like, I don't know what it is. He's seeing ghosts out there. And I know, Dallas has a hellacious pass rush. I understand all that. But the guy is just misreading everything out there. He gives that team no chance to win games. And if I'm on that defense, I'm sick because Washington's defense, that first half, they played pretty well. Those two big Bama boys on the inside, they was giving us trouble in that running attack. So they were playing their butts off. That front four was playing their butts off. But when you got a quarterback out there that gives you zero chance to win games, it's got to be the most frustrating experience ever. And we went through that in 2015, so we know what they're talking about.
My dude's accuracy is horrible.
Man, it's terrible.
If you are a defensive back, right? Let's say you can't even catch interception. You don't got no hands. You know you going out there to get PBUs because he's throwing it to where you. Listen, and I love Trayvon Diggs. He loves Carson Wentz. Yeah. He loves playing against the dude. He is going to rack up the stats, and that goes for everybody in our secondary. Yeah. I'm watching him throw a 7 route. I'm like, what are you throwing the ball to? Do you remember when Eli, for whatever you think about Eli, throwing 7 routes? Eli was that guy.
He's going to drop it in the bucket.
He was that guy.
Yeah, he is.
McLaurin over there want to go slap Carson Wentz on these 7 routes. He's not giving them no room to catch the ball and think, for us, that's great. But I'm like, you got to finish the season out with this guy. Like, this is, you as a defender, you as his teammate is like, hey, man, well, this is what we got this year. This is what we got. And everybody else in the division is rolling.
No, I have no love at all for Carson Wentz, so everything I say is disrespecting. So, I've already said I want to go on record that say that the little juice behind the dump truck that's just going down the street, that's him. And at this stage in his game, it's all leaving him. And I feel like, boy, at some point you should be able to void a trade. Because Indianapolis, Bernie Madoff with their trade. And whatever picks they go get that they're going to announce that day, they need to make sure that they say, and this is the Carson Wentz pick. Because it's going to be high based off of what the Commanders gave up. And man, that's awful. That's awful from whatever they were thinking, however desperate they were, that was an awful trade.
It is. I was talking to J.P. Finley, NBC Sports Washington. So it's a second rounder and a third rounder. The third rounder through playing time converts to a second. So when you talk about him finishing the season, that's going to be interesting because if you want to keep that thing at a 3 versus giving up 2 2s, you may have to go ahead and play Sam Howell, the rookie from North Carolina, because this guy's bad. But he wasn't the only guy stealing money on Sunday. Baker Mayfield getting booed in Charlotte. Baker Mayfield, they going to get up to the microphone. I don't care if they boo. They boo us. We're not worried about them. We're going to go and do our job. So he got
us.
What you mean?
Who is us?
We.
They boy,
Then Mitchell Trubisky.
I felt bad for the kid.
You Mike Tomlin now. You are putting together a Hall of Fame career. Don't you go to your general manager like, why? Why do you think this guy can't play?
But I thought for Trubisky going to Buffalo was going to cure him. I really did. I thought him having that opportunity to sit behind Allen was going to give him an opportunity to right his wrongs, being an offense that's functional, being with the Steelers, knowing that all they were going to do is run the ball and ask you to make short, hitches. That's all they bring him. They're not trying to take the top off. Really simple throws, and he couldn't even get that. But I like the way Tomlin approached it. Even when the media was coming to him saying, man, you got to make a change. You got to make a change right now. And he's like, no, I'm not going to make a change, knowing doggone well that was what he was going to do. He was going to go with Pickett one way or another.
Yeah, y'all talk about stealing, okay? Let's ride. Let's ride, because Geno Smith is out there balling in
He's
Seattle.
doing his thing. He's doing his thing for sure.
And my man cannot figure out what to do out there in Denver. He can't figure it out.
You can't overcome bad coaching. There's some bad coaching over there, Denver. Bad coaching, which I bring this up to circle back into how much better off would Washington be if they had a Cooper Rush starting for them? If Carolina had a Cooper Rush starting for them? If Mike Tomlin's Steelers had a Cooper Rush starting for them? I think Cooper Rush gets one more game. I haven't talked to Jerry yesterday in the locker room. I think I anticipate him playing in Los Angeles. But after the season, I'm more and more convinced. If I'm Cooper Rush, I'm like, hey, man, take it. Take that, get on back here, take it. I want to play again.
Yeah, leave with that taste. Yeah.
All right, I got all the film I need. I need a minimum. You go to your, I need a minimum $5 million. That's the minimum. Teddy Bridgewater apparently is making $6.5 million with the Dolphins. So if I'm Cooper, the minimum, the baseline, $5 million next year.
Listen,
So if somebody across the league, I need at least 5.
Listen, this is the crazy part about it too. Those teams who are struggling to find starting quarterbacks, better yet, second string quarterbacks. These guys have been out there for you as a team to then pick up. Cooper Rush was released before the season and on waivers and cleared.
Twice. Last year and this year.
Was at the crib.
Yeah, so like, to everybody else, this is your Will McClay and the guys in the scouting department being able to find these type of guys who can be successful, and then the other teams not having guys, especially when they know they need quarterbacks. Carolina needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
But heck, here's the thing. All right, you bring this up, but didn't somebody on the show think Cooper Rush shouldn't even been a backup here?
No, we don't even
refer to. Did somebody?
He's a defensive guy. He don't even like quarterbacks like that. So
that's wait a second. Hold on.
Did you get a 20 on that?
Are we gonna sit here? What are we saying here?
Did you get paid on that?
Wait.
Did you get paid? Was just us? Just us? We don't got paid?
I did get paid.
But let me just say this. I don't want to, for what's going on in the media and the climate that's around the Cowboys right now with the success of Cooper Rush, man, I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to down Cooper Rush and the job that he's doing. I think he's performing what a backup quarterback is supposed to do when asked to come in and do what he's done. All right? This is the way it's supposed to work out. This is what you do when you have a backup quarterback in there. What I think I'm more pleasantly surprised about is that he's not turning the ball over. He's not making bonehead mistakes. Like you see this all around the league with guys that come in when the starter goes down. Cooper Rush is playing within the offense, but let's not act as though he's not limited in some of the things that he has on the field. And those things, as he goes along in the season, will start to show up. That's why everybody's saying, for me, it's saying, come on, Dak, get back. It's time to get this thing going because our defense is rolling. I mean, at the end of the first half, where you're not saying, whoo, this is a defensive standoff. Really points were at a premium. And then things started to open up after, look, he started to understand, look, they're stacking the box. They're leaving these things wide open, and it made it easier for him to extend and get down the field.
Now, heck, going to what you said about a defensive game, you had 27-10, so touchdowns were going to be limited anyway.
Right.
Just from your thought, and most of us, except for Church, had thought this was going to be a NFC East game that was going to be a tight game with the Cowboys pulling away.
And I'll tell you why. People forget the Riverboat Run is from the '85 Bears. He's from the school of Buddy Ryan. He's a defensive-minded guy. So he's going to take away what you do best. If it's run the ball, he's going to stack the box, and he's going to take that away. And so he did a damn good job of that. Payne and Allen, like you just said, did you see Payne and Allen giving Zach Martin the business?
All that he could take.
Okay, Montez Sweat, all he could take. So we already knew the linebacker that they had, the kid out of Kentucky, his name goes
Davis.
Jamin Davis.
He was playing.
He's a guy they've transformed the way that they even use him. But they could not solve what's going on in the back half of that defense.
Excuse me, sir. That is Jack Del Rio's defense. Dust up Del Rio. That's his defense, man. He'll tell you. So this Ron's a head coach, but Jack likes to tell you it's his defense.
All right. Whatever. But we all know that if it's Jack Del Rio's who's putting that stamp on it,
but they haven't gotten better.
Yeah.
Overall. And I'm a big Ron Rivera fan. I like Ron Rivera. But since he's got there, I know they won the division one time. What was it, 79 record? It was when everybody was back.
It was trash.
Have you seen improvement in Washington since he's got there?
They don't have a quarterback.
At all.
They have a quarterback. And when we know how much quarterback play is contingent in having success in the NFL, they just haven't had it. Even with the weapons that they have.
But this is why Cooper Rush is so important, though. And why we don't want to downplay it of like, hey, this is what your backup is supposed to do, because we've seen guys, Matt Castle, but guys that come in as backups, and they just want to tread water. I think this is the opposite of treading water for what Cooper Rush has been able to help us do.
Dalton Schultz. You think Dalton Schultz is better than Cooper Rush? Not Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton. You think Andy Dalton or Cooper Rush?
Today?
2 years ago.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Okay.
I don't know. Because I think Cooper Rush does a better job of playing within the scheme of the game.
Yeah.
I think Andy Dalton has done so much in his career that he believes that he can then do that like he had A.J. Green or something, and that's just not what he
plays
is.
outside of himself.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I think they're different. If I'm a coach, I'm going to ask for different things from Andy than Cooper Rush, and I think what they've asked from Cooper Rush has been right on point. And that even kind of gets back into the running game of what they've done here. And they was 27 attempts rushing the football yesterday. So 27 attempts running the ball, and then Cooper Rush threw the ball 27 times. I mean, I don't think, once again, this is the second week in a row where you got you got symmetry going.
Right.
And with Dak, probably going to have a higher skew of attempts passing than rushing.
They got to stick, because if you look at it, man, it ain't like we was getting crazy yards. What was it, 20, 29, 20? All right,
let's take a break and let's get back in.
He been waiting for it, too.
Let's go down that road. Do the Cowboys stick to this formula? Does Kellen Moore stick to the play sheet when his former teammate, now the guy he coaches, Dak Prescott, comes back? I believe for the Philadelphia game, not the Ram game. Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Live music fans, head to the Star in Frisco on Wednesday, October 26th for, you want this? Brand new monthly concert series, Sounds of the Star, featuring the spectacular Southern soul band, Prophets and Outlaws.
Get yourself ready for Friday, man.
The concert kicks off at 7 p.m. and is free and open to the public. For more info, visit thestarinfrisco.com.
Love it, love it. Keep it right there, man. Keep it right there, baby. You read all week long. You're going to be the man all week long.
Ain't nothing.
That is
ain't nothing.
Yeah, Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Newey Scruggs.
You in the building.
On a Victory Monday. Stress-free Monday.
Yep.
Stress-free. Mm-hmm. Because nobody had the Cowboys going 3-0 with Cooper Rush. 3-1 overall. I have to give Mike McCarthy, the head coach, all the credit because I was right here giving him all the blame against Tampa Bay. So if I give this man blame, let me give him all the credit. 4 penalties yesterday.
Hey.
4!
Look at you, positive Nui. Positive Nui. It's rubbing off on you.
Stress-free.
Stress-free
He sprayed his stomach right there.
That's right. I'll get
He like this. He like Erykah Badu in the studio.
That going, huh?
Listen, I'm gonna follow along with you. All right. Shout out to Big Mike. Okay, because historically, just the performances in game management, penalties, it just wasn't there. Lately, it has been there. And I'm really going to really give him some props for finally getting on Kellen Moore and making sure that he sticks to the run game. And the quote that he has is, hey, man, sometimes when a game gets like that, it's hard to stay disciplined, to be disciplined enough to stay with the run, right? When they're stopping your run and you get in the early down trouble, it's hard to stick with the run. He said Kellen Moore found that discipline. And I think that is a direct effect of Mike McCarthy, I guess, being with him a little bit more when they're working on that game plan.
Getting up in that headset, getting up in that. We need to run.
So shout out to him for that, because I think that was our only weak point. And if you get that weak point fixed, then this team can go into the playoffs feeling real good about themselves.
Without a doubt. And if you look at it, in the past, it would have been like, this game's nip and tuck. Let's go ahead and go to that passing game, because the running game wasn't doing much. I think they averaged like 2.9 or 2.8 a carry with the Cowboys. But what they did by keeping it up that run game, even though it wasn't too successful, it kept Washington's defense honest. And it kept them saying, okay, well, we can't do this and that in the third because we don't know. They might run the ball, they might pass the ball. And it keeps it honest. So when you do have that play action, it's believable for the defense. It's believable for them to come up and suck up on the play action. Right. And you get the deep over to Brown. You get the deep in cuts to CeeDee Lamb out there. So just even though it's not successful, there's going to be games where Zeke and Pollard, they don't get anything in the ground going. But if you keep it at it, you keep going at it, that defense is going to have to respect the run, and that's when you open up the rest of your passing game. And I don't know where we lost in this translation where the run, because it used to be we're going to run the ball, set up the pass, run the ball, set up the pass. I don't know where that got lost in translation, but hopefully Kellen Moore, he done got it through his skull that, hey, this is a formula for success, and hopefully we can do that moving forward.
And you got to give these running backs credit, because they were running into a brick wall. Yeah. That's effectively what was happening. And they understood that, man, they not letting us do nothing. We can't attack the edges. They were not letting Pollard get in his bag at all. Hey, every time 20 was in, they was applying pressure. They knew exactly what runs they wanted. So they got a package on Tony Pollard. They're going to have to adjust that package on him. But, I think that because of that tight box and those tight windows that they were, closing down on those intermediate routes, that allowed Cooper Rush to just make some relaxed throws, and he threw a dime. I mean, even on the scramble drill, the one he threw to Michael Gallup. And that's, man, I was so happy that we had that conversation about Michael Gallup, because it seemed like it was a point in time in that game that Michael Gallup was like, aha, I'm here. I'm in the building. But that running game, one way or another, and I think everybody is saying the same thing, that when Dak returns, don't change what you're doing. Stay with that,
I find it pretty ironic that, a few years ago we was talking about how boring in Manila this offense was when a certain head coach was here. And then all of a sudden we start throwing the ball all over the place. Then it's too much. We need to get back to running the ball. We need to get back to how we looked when we were 13-3 and 12-4, and we are back here running the ball, getting it third and short, and playing defense. All right? Very ironic.
But I hear you, but Danny, just overall, the thing we've seen throughout – when you get guys throwing the ball 40-plus times a game, I don't really care who you are. It's going to be a problem. I mean, Carson Wentz threw the ball 42 times yesterday. The guy's not good enough to throw the ball 42 times.
And why do that when the ground game they was killing our defense on the ground?
Yeah, they was
killing them.
Most quarterbacks in this league aren't good enough to throw the ball 40-plus times and win. It's hard doing that. It's hard. I was just kind of looking around the league yesterday. Guys who threw 40-plus times and seeing, all right, how many guys won games throwing it, 40-plus times versus guys who, I look at like Mariota yesterday. The Falcons won. Threw it 19 times. 19 times.
They lost Cordero Patterson too, man. That was tough.
That wide receiver that they had at running back.
They lost a lot of. Was it Jamal Williams went down too? Was it Javonte?
Denver.
Yeah, for Denver. He went down with the ACL. Yeah, just.
Jared Goff threw it 39 times, 4 touchdowns, lost.
I think where people were getting upset was when those games where Dak was throwing it 50 times.
40, his numbers just.
This was crazy.
Look at the number. I mean, even when Aikman was here, when you start getting guys throwing 40-plus times a game, the recipe is not good. Because you're throwing that much, you're usually behind, and people start to know what you got to do, or it's garbage time. The numbers 40+ in this league, they're just not winning numbers.
Well, run the ball.
I mean, listen, I'm enjoying it. I'm just thinking of it this way. Back when Church was playing and you guys were rolling 12, if you guys had this defense, if you were playing on a defense with Trayvon Diggs, with Michael Parsons, just think of how the game would have flowed even better for your offense.
Oh yeah,
the Jags defense.
That's how we got to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, so
that's all we did was run the ball.
So my thing is like, running the ball wasn't boring then, and the defense wasn't as good as you got now.
You had maybe 2 series per quarter. You was fresh. You was fresh out there.
So imagine it now, though. Imagine us getting ahead, having an offense where you can get ahead 7 or 10, and then you got this defense sitting back there. So just imagine if you can get that type of game roll, that's when you become a dangerous team.
Well, let me ask y'all this, man. If a defense is able to stop the run like Washington was able to do, and we had to rely on Cooper Rush's arm out there, can this team still be as successful as it was? Because if we look at that game, they're 2 calls away from we might having a totally different conversation here. Because we got the one that was a little ticky-tacky. He threw that interception, the first one, over to St. Jude, I believe his name was. That could have turned the tides. And then in that one, they were way backed up. And I don't know what he was thinking. He threw it into like a two-man situation. The safety came over, intercepted it. But it was both illegal touchings or something like that. The penalty was thrown. So if those 2 flags don't happen, we might be having a totally different conversation. So are we still that confident that if someone's touched this rundown, we can still be successful with the Cowboys in this offensive tag?
Absolutely. I think our defense is going to step up to the level that they need to play at that point. We've seen our defense, hey, man, we need a turnover. How many times last year? And I know it's last year, but it's like we need, and then you get one. And then you get one the next series. And you saw they started rolling last night or yesterday evening. It was –
do you trust it? Was the question, do you trust it? Do you trust Cooper Rush or do you trust the defense? What's the
Rush?
The Rush.
Okay, the Cooper Rush.
Yes.
Okay, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. I trust the defense. You know, just like on that anger punt that he shanked and it went at the 30, had the short field, and then Trayvon Diggs comes down and bats the ball away. Then I'm like, oh yeah, when you can put us in the hole like that and we can still fight our way out of it, that's when you know you cooking with gas, right? But I don't think that if you put Cooper Rush in a situation where he has to back up and throw the ball 40 times, just like Newey said, that's a recipe for disaster.
No, that's not. I'm saying I trust him to continue to stay within the system and not force stuff and then lean on his defense to make that play. Not be Patrick Mahomes out there.
I mean,
he understands a punt. Is good.
Yeah.
He understands.
In the drive with a kick. that's what they always say.
Because we're not going to go against a lot of undisciplined teams like Washington was. How many times do we go out there and they had a good big gain on our defense? Some type of penalty. They were in, how many times did we see 2nd and 27, 2nd and 22, 3rd and 25? I'm just saying, we're not going to go against a lot of undisciplined teams like that. So I just want to know,
especially with their offensive line was abysmal as well. I mean,
they were trash.
As much as we're going to throw at Carson Wentz, that offensive line did not give him an opportunity to be successful. He was rushed a lot of time. He wasn't even able to go through his progression. But that's a testament to Dan Quinn and the kind of pressure that he's generating. Because again, that first half was a chess match between him and Jack Del Rio. Okay,
young Jack,
dust up Del Rio.
Man, I trust it. I don't know. Listen, dare I say, I'm starting to believe that Kellen Moore, if Kellen Moore, if Kellen Moore continues to stick to the run, if you get in those situations where you need Cooper Rush to make a throw, I believe Kellen Moore can draw up something that can get guys open. The touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's
what
perfect.
Route,
you get him in one-on-one. You know you got to run. He's going to run the corner post because the defense just assuming he's going to run that outside deep route. Something they've been seeing on film. He breaks it in for a post. This is something drawn up by Kellen Moore and called at the perfect time.
But isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that Dak isn't getting that kind of coverage though that Cooper Rush is getting? Dak ain't getting that, man. He ain't getting that.
Let me tell you, if Dak was running the ball like that, he would be getting one-on-ones.
Okay.
But you're going to throw the ball 40 times. I know I can. Okay. Church, I look like I'm coming down to put 8 in the box, but I'm going to drop back in cover 2, and Dak going to check out of the pass. Yeah, that's why he's not getting those same calls.
You see Rush out there a little bit like, hey, audible. Okay.
Hey, look, he don't like. Hey,
Barry, man, he's
listen, we still
breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs.
I still want Dak to be the starting quarterback. Just I don't want you to think because I'm lifting up Cooper Rush that I'm
He
knocking
family.
down.
Cooper Rush is family.
Yeah.
So we're gonna lift up all family now. And I'm no. I'm not gonna do that at all. But hey, be careful with Foe now.
Not on the radio. on the radio.
We know Church gonna take a shot here.
Be careful with Foe now.
And they cool. They teammates.
Oh man, this is facts.
On the post-game radio show, I heard several people saying Cooper Rush has swayed them and won them over. That they prefer Cooper
They ain't
Rush
beat nobody.
Yeah,
out here over Dak Prescott. One guy even said, you know what? Rush was targeting CeeDee Lamb. Dak wasn't doing that.
That's frustrating.
And then she said, he's out there finding Schultz. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting on my radio like, CeeDee Lamb had 11 targets in the first game. And only 2 catches, but to say Dak's not looking at CeeDee, but this is what fans do. There's the overreaction that, what about Cooper? I was at the Costco right before I came over here by your little spot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Guy says, well, what about Dak? What are they gonna do? So he makes $40 million. What do you mean they're gonna do?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean they're gonna do?
He's a better quarterback.
He's better.
Don't approach me with questions like that, America.
Right, and I'm just, I'd keep my cart pushing. Like, really? I thought you were smart, but but this is what you're getting now. You got a section of fans right now who believe that Cooper Rush is better. That he's scoring points. I'm just telling you.
I hope Dak ain't hearing this. Because of what he get out here and start wilding.
Next thing you know, they feel all right right now.
You know who's hearing it and giving him detailed notes. Tad Prescott.
Oh yeah, he writing all that.
I wouldn't be surprised he show up on First Take tomorrow. So
now keep receipts. Keep receipts. But like my man BC say, you hate to see it.
You hate to see it, man.
You hate to see it.
But in reality, he ain't beating no they haven't beaten anybody that were. If he let's just say randomly he goes out there against the Rams and Eagles and gets dubs. All right, we got a conversation, man.
Not about removing Dak, but a conversation about how good Cooper Rush really is.
Exactly.
I said Cooper Rush has one more start in him. He's got one more start in him. And I'll tell you why I believe that based on a conversation that I had after the game with a few others. We'll do that next with Danny McCray, Hackma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, October 22nd to experience Rally Day presented by SeatGeek. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys with tours of AT&T Stadium, ticket giveaways, games, inflatables, and more. Visit attstadium.com/rallydays for tickets and more information.
All right, that's Heckler Harrison, Danny McCray. Barry Church, Danny, and Barry both played the National Football League for the Cowboys. I'm merely new to Scruggs. This is Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. So after the game, now remember, Jerry Jones just a couple weeks ago was the guy talking about, hey, based on this surgery here, he could be back after 4 weeks. So he was sitting up there pushing before Cooper Rush. Now Cooper Rush won 3 games. I made sure I stayed for the entire Jerry presser yesterday. So Jerry,
how they switch,
and Ed Werder has to go. So what do you need to see from Dak Prescott in order to play? Well, right now we've got to see him really just not just grip it, but throw it, and the swelling. So we don't know. I'm not a doctor. not Jerry, not a doctor.
They do the hands in the chest.
Jerry, not a doctor. He didn't do that, but that's just me. Now you're not a doctor, okay? 2 weeks ago, when you was out here selling hope and we gonna be okay. You was Jerry Jones with a medical practice, teaming up with Dr. Cooper. But now I don't know. Like, Ed, don't ask me, Ed. I don't know, but we got to see that. And so he was down. It was all about, we let's not, we don't have to rush him back. We just, we don't know. We don't really know yet. So I'm sitting here listening to you and say, okay, so based on what you're telling me, just this, I don't see Cooper Rush. I see Cooper Rush starting the Ram game and the Dak, that Philadelphia Eagle game, that could be the one. Because it talked about, got to be able to take a snap and throw it. First off, you two played, you all understand it, and heck, you play college ball, so you get. It's one thing to just sit up here and take the football. It's gripping it and being able to throw it with some serious philosophy. Grip it and rip it.
Yep.
You also got to be able to sustain another hit on that. Not the same hit, but you getting tackled and you fall on it, right? Or you getting sacked and you got to put that hand down for placement. You have to feel confident in being able to do that. Kind of similar to Michael Gallup having to be comfortable making those same cuts that he made last year. So, yeah, it's more than just as soon as he can grip it and throw it, then he's good to go. Like, he has to feel comfortable playing the actual position of quarterback.
And then you look at it, man, how many times do we see, defensive linemen, when they get back there to the quarterback, all they doing is slapping, ripping, chopping at that hand to try to get that ball out. Even when he doesn't have the ball, I'm sure all these guys are going to be aiming straight for that thumb and chopping it. So it comes down to a point he got to be able to grip it, rip it, and all that good stuff and take the snaps. But can you take punishment on that thumb as well? Because that's going to be the key, because these guys are going to come in, when they sack you, when they come to rip the ball out, they're going to be swinging. And can that thumb take that punishment?
A lot of gripping and ripping.
It is. That is a lot of rip.
So let's back off of that. Let's back off of that. All right.
I had enough.
So the good problem that we have is Cooper Rush is playing good football. All right, and I think we all at this point. What'd you say about trust? Give me the rundown trust for me one more time.
Trust requires 3 things: time, proof, and consistency.
We have time, proof, and consistency with Cooper Rush, and I think right now. I feel comfortable with Cooper Rush going into this Rams game. He's going to have to play error-free football. This running game is going to have to get behind. He's going to have better output from this running game. But I trust this defense. The same thing that we took to other stadiums, to New York, we got to take our defense. And we got to take our running game. We got to take the air out of the building. And they don't have much of a home field advantage.
I was going to say, this is a
little bit different, right? This is a little bit different. We may have more Cowboy fans in there, but I'm saying that I feel more comfortable in that. And it may be a defensive game. Yeah. It may be the same. We know what weapons they have. We know who they have on the outside at corner. But I still believe that Cooper Rush in this offense will make the right decisions. And I believe that Kellen Moore knows that he has to stay behind this running game to get it done.
All right. A point that I couldn't wait to make. I decided to make it towards the end here.
All right.
You can't lose Dan Quinn. This is the most important piece of your organization right now. Anybody want to disagree with me?
You know I'm not.
He's the strength. Yeah. His unit is the strength, so I give him that.
You can't let him out of the building.
It's 2 years in a row.
You cannot let him out of the building. I asked Jerry about that. He's like, we gave him a raise for a reason. And he's like, I made sure he wasn't getting out of the building. I said, well, what about next year, though? Because they're coming. I don't think my man's going to make it in Indianapolis. Frank Wright. I can't.
He's on his way out.
I can't see Jim Irsay keep taking that. I mean, there was some serious. Carolina, Matt Rule definitely gone. Definitely going there. There will be jobs. I don't know if a man in Denver going to make it. The natives are on him up there, man. They are on him. He's not good.
Well, when you get the expectation of a Russell Wilson, and what comes with Russell Wilson to your team, the expectations from the fans, the organization are high, super high. And then you get out there and you see what they look like, which is their offense is just...
Did you see the hire he made? So last week, Nate Hackett goes and hires a guy to come help him manage the game. Like, hey, man, show me what to do.
Oh
wow.
You can't go out like that.
Yeah, no.
You can't go out like that, Hackett.
That's going outside.
Right.
That's my guy,
but
too.
man, with Dan Quinn, I feel like one of the things that Kevin Burkhardt and the crew from Sunday, they were talking about Micah and his relationship with Dan Quinn, and that may be the number one reason why you can't let this man out of the building, because of how his number one superstar views him, and how Micah's already said, you go as I go, basically, and the way that this defense is playing and the new culture that you see, these guys, boy, they were hunting on Sunday. And under Nolan, we didn't see that. We didn't see that kind of aggressiveness. We didn't see from Donovan Wilson and our safeties. For so long, safety has been a curse word in this building. Nobody's talking about safety play anymore all of a sudden. Wow. And I think that is because of the way that Dan Quinn is using his guys. And week to week is something different. I hadn't seen him do anything similar every week. Now, one thing that I will say, I was not comfortable with the Commanders in their running game in that first half. All right, they were attacking us on the edge, and they were getting some big yardage. But in that second half, they shut that thing down.
I'm going to tell you 12 o'clock.
They start a little later.
Hey, man, you got to get used to playing those 12 o'clock games, man. And then, once you awake and you're ready to go, then things start to change. And I also think they saw that was the type of game it was going to be, so they were going to have to turn it up a little bit. But Dan Quinn I can't say he isn't going anywhere. I hope he doesn't, because I'm excited to see their improvement from last year to this year. Specifically, Trayvon Diggs.
He balling.
I'm talking about, night and day from technique last year to how he looks this year. What they're working on out there, they deserve all the kudos. I'm talking about this dude he's playing the ball perfectly and not just being a guy who can get interceptions, but then also getting interceptions. Mm-hmm. So him, Anthony Brown, all those dudes.
And add on to Deron Bland, and I want you guys to speak to this. What is that like as a player to know the guy in front of you gets hurt in pregame warm-up and you get tapped? You start in nickel today.
Oh, the butterflies start to rolling. Because, that thing happened to me back in, I think it was 2011. Who was starting? It was like Allen Ball and Sensenbaugh, I believe. So we were playing in Detroit, and I think Ball or somebody had went down. And I'm like, oh, here we go, man. They throw me into the fire. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know one thing on the playbook. Every single snap I'm looking at, what we got here? What we got here? But for him to go out there, and he seemed like he was extremely comfortable with it. Like the interception he had was a super vet move. He baited the quarterback into throwing it, undercut it. It was unbelievable how he did it out there. And this guy is a rookie. Yeah. So, guys, you got to give kudos to not only Dan Quinn, but Al Harris. And Joe Witt Jr. What these guys got them doing out there is it's remarkable, man.
You were one of the guys that pointed out, and I keep going back to this because we were upstairs watching OTAs, Izzy Mukuamu and the job that he's doing. And you have young guys that are stepping up and doing a wonderful job. And that's something that you hadn't seen in this culture. Your young guys stepping up and making plays. And again, I want to give Dan Quinn all the credit for getting these guys, knowing what their strengths are, and playing to their strengths. I've seen Tristan Hill, completely change his game.
Made a nice play yesterday.
Change his game up. I'm seeing Tank Lawrence, for all the things that people were saying about Tank previously. Look at how Tank is affecting. We always know that he's a good run stopper. But man, his down the line, he made a play down the line. I was like, damn, 90.
Doing his thing.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, man.
It's consistent across the board that everybody's getting better.
And I go back. You can't let that go. This is an elite coach right now. He's elite. People always talk about these gurus, and they always want this guy, that guy. What he's done, especially, we all saw what Nolan had. We saw what Nolan did. This was a historically tragic defense under Mike Nolan. And look at what this man has done in 2 years. 2 years.
D-Mac, you pointed
and they didn't go out and get no major free agent signing or anything like that either.
D-Mac, you pointed it out, man. I understand the man is definitely elite. He's an elite defensive coordinator. And you pointed it out a couple of years ago, the reason he got fired and he wasn't doing all that great is because he was a head coach, right? And he had to control all offense, defense, and all that. Do you think he would still be an elite head coach if he had to go through all of that as well? Like handling the offense, special teams, and defense?
I think it depends on his team and his coordinator. I think he's learned from his first attempt, and don't forget they did go to the Super Bowl.
They did.
So I think he's learned from his first attempt, and he knows what he can handle and what he needs to give to somebody else. Right. I think he's going to be great. I'm not telling you to leave. Okay, I'm just saying I still think you will be a great head coach. But we want you here in D-Town, man. It has been amazing, and I'm just excited to see like where it really goes if we lean on this defense. Like you talking about some of the great NFL defenses of old time, and how those teams played based on how their defense came out and set the tone. And I think that is what we have at this moment.
If they ride this to a long playoff run, can you let McCarthy go though?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do that.
Wait a minute, Nui.
If this man gets to the NFC Championship, let's just say that happens. You can't let the man go.
You can't give him credit at the beginning of the show to talk about he going a deep playoff run. He can get let go. What is your credit worth? This man got to say,
trust requires that.
That man say, hey, Mike McCarthy, I'm going to give him all the
credit in the world.
But if they make it to the playoffs, he's the head coach. They make it to the playoffs, make a deep run. Yeah, I don't know. I might not keep him.
Gentlemen, I have an answer for you.
You going to give it to me tomorrow?
No, I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm going to give it to you right now. And I'm basing this off my business law class right now. I am going to precedent. Okay? Now, in the cases, you precedent. This is a man who owns the football team who fired a guy who he once said was worth 10 first-round draft picks, fired him after he won him 2 Super Bowls.
They were beefing.
So if he will do that, I don't know what he'll do. And neither do you.
You gonna fire the man to get into the NFC Championship?
He fired a man who won in back-to-back Super Bowls.
Were they beefing?
But they was beefing though.
They had relationship issues. Context matters, Nui.
Yeah.
Heck, you ain't gonna say nothing about that. You gonna let him?
I'm gonna let him dig.
Slide,
we got tomorrow.
I'm saying you've been in the law class. You saw what they talk about.
You're not operating in good faith. How about that?
No, you either operate with facts or you operate with the law. I just merely made my argument
on the next
facts.
episode.
I'm learning, D-Mac. I can't jump it right away.
Exactly. On the next episode of the Players Lounge with Barry Church, Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, and Nui Scruggs.
Got him again.
We can sit around here and dissect it, and you all can prove my facts wrong. This has been a production of Tostitos. Players Lounge. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!